Joining me today,
Okay.
the great King Kenny. It's incredible to speak to you. I've been to every single one of your fights, even the one in the States. And we've done interviews, we've done
Wow.
small stuff, but I'm looking forward to chatting to you a bit outside of a fight week when you're a bit more, relaxed and calm this time.
When
You
I'm
know what I
more,
mean?
yeah. You were there from Showstar, wasn't you?
From
I
Showstop, bro.
remember. Yeah, yeah. You've been active. You've been here, man. Nice to see you again, as always.
Well, you've also been active. You've had how many fights? Four fights in a year, right?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy journey. I think. Yeah, first fight March. Second one was with Sensei August. Then I had DK Money November up, and I had Ashley in March. So yeah, four overall. Four overall.
So let's get right into this Kingpyn thing. Obviously, my mate Nate is the opponent on April 22nd at the OVO Arena, Wembley.
Yeah.
He is one of the guys in there who there's a lot of footage on. He's fought a good few times. Are you the kind of guy that likes to watch footage? I know you couldn't against Temper, right? There was a little bit more of Sensei, a little bit more of Ashley Tebby. But do you like the footage part, the tape study?
Yeah.
Do you prefer focusing on the job at hand for you?
It's a bit of both. Obviously, you have to watch the tape to see what they're about. But once you're in the ring, like everything changes. But it's good to have a base as to, kind of the way they're gonna fight. And obviously I do my job as well. Daly does his job as well. We put together a game plan for him. So
You mentioned Daly, your brother, your coach. Um,
yeah.
what was his reaction last time out? How was the atmosphere in the dressing room when you got back there in Telford?
Yeah, I wish I recorded it. Obviously it was intense because we
Mm-hmm.
don't like losing. Trained to lose. So we thought we won, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
on the night. Then obviously it was a close fight because it went split decision. That's essentially a close fight. So and I watched it back and I was just like, yeah, I can see why he won. Just a bit more volume. I mean, I was defending a lot of the shots, but just in general, I just didn't throw much. So I can see why he won. He deserved the win.
That is something that is the kind of the key talking point going into this fight. I suppose before the Ashley fight, if you had
Yeah,
been announced to be fighting my mate Nate, I think you would
yeah,
have been quite a heavy favorite. But
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah. I would have.
because of what happened there, why is it that the output wasn't what you were looking for?
Sorry, I was just gonna say it's crazy how because I've only started. I'm probably the only influencer that I've started recently. So it's
Yeah,
crazy how people always just put me as the favorite over people who have been
yeah,
boxing longer than me. I never understand that. Like I'm
yeah.
basically still a novice learning on the job. But anyway, yeah, continue what were you gonna say?
No, I was asking why is it that the output wasn't what you were hoping for on the night?
I, d- I don't there's no real explanation to it. We just thought we were winning the fight. I went back to my round each round. I was like, are we winning? Did I win that round? And coach said yeah. But obviously, once you're in the ring, and outside of the ring is two completely different things. So we just thought we won the fight. And moving forward, we just know what to do. It's essentially just throw more volume with intelligence as well. I'm not gonna go in and just, do you know what I mean? But just throw them with intelligence. That's the main thing.
You got DK money out of there so quickly, but I felt that perhaps it could have been even quicker. When I was sitting there on the night, I was noticing some of the stuff that would end up coming back to bite you in the Ashley fight, where like early on, it took until you'd taken one or two of his shots and you kind of realized, okay, this guy couldn't hurt me if he tried. Um,
Yeah,
that you kind of were willing to step in, and the second that you got your 2 or 3 punch combo off, he was out of there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I, if you want the honest, I think I don't really like making excuses.
Mm-hmm.
I still basically lost the night, but I got sick in camp with the Ashley fight. I think it kind of just affected me a bit, but
Right.
maybe that's why indirectly I wasn't throwing, but I still felt fine on the night to throw. I think it was more of a mental thing, to be honest. That's why I don't really want to blame me being sick. With DK Money, I had a great camp, didn't get sick. I was fresh. I was just ready to rock and roll. I think that was the only big difference. But regardless, I don't want to make that as an excuse. That was more of a mental thing. I could have still won that night. I just didn't throw enough.
We saw the footage come out now from you sparring going into this. A little bit of footage. You're not the kind of guy who overdoes it too much with the posting, but it looks as
Yeah.
though you will be kind of throwing caution to the wind this time around.
So, oh yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah. Throwing more punches, more volume, and like I said, with intelligence, and yeah, I do think it's going to be a great fight because my mate Nate, he's not shit. He's a good technical fighter. A lot of people just look at him all smiley and bubbly and like, oh, everyone's just gonna run through him, bro. He can fight, but he hasn't fought anyone good. And it's a different game fighting in them 10 ounce gloves as well. He's gonna be in for a shock, you know.
Of course, he's only really got the experience with the bigger gloves, sometimes with headgear and stuff. He hasn't really felt the power of a 10 ounce glove coming at him, has he?
Yeah, exactly. Just from the jab alone, bro. This guy, he's gonna get it, bro. I would be real.
We were talking a little bit on the Twitter space the other night, and I was kind of joking that like you're see the thing is you're a very witty, charismatic guy. You're one of the
Yeah,
stars of the beta squad. I wonder
yeah.
why you don't put that out there a bit more when it comes to the boxing. I feel like there's the boxer, King Kenny,
You're
and
right.
there's the beta squad guy,
No,
King Kenny.
you're right. 100%. You're right. Even Sharky's, even all the boys as well, just in general. But Sharky, a lot of the time, is just encouraging me, and Nico as well, just encouraging me to post more posts, man. It's hard, man. I don't think people understand when you're in the gym for so long. You're just like, fuck, I just want to chill, and then you got to do some recovery work, and then by the time you get home, you make food, you're tired, and then you just want to have a nap, and then you got to wake up. And some days I got film for Beta Squad, so I don't really have a lot of free time to just start, banging out um, build up content for a fight, which is bad because believe me, I want to do more. It's just sometimes the energy, man. I just get
Yeah.
burnt out from, you know, well, not burnt out, just like I want to reserve my energy for the fight, you know? If I'm doing too much, I don't want to burn too much of my energy.
You know what I would be excited about is Nate's good, but I would be excited about you fighting someone you really have a problem with. I think that'd be good, like maybe a temper
Bro,
rematch, something
oh
like that.
man. Yeah, because I always seem to fight um nice guys. I haven't really had anyone that's um that's really given it back. Because my mate Nate, even look at him, even in the build-up, he's boring. He doesn't post much. There's nothing for me to work with, you know? It's all my fighters has been like that. The opponents have just been, I don't know if it's they don't want to show too much or in case they lose, they want to not get made a meme, but who cares, man? Just help be a good dancing partner in building the fight. And it's
Mm.
just discouraging for me. It's like if I'm gonna do all this and they're not gonna do anything, it's like what the is the point? You get it?
So that is kind of we were joking on the Twitter space. I was like, we need a bit more of this, no more Mr. Nice Guy
Yeah.
stuff. This is the kind of thing. Maybe this is what'll annoy you: is that he's too nice, is that he's not helping you with the promotion. Maybe that's what'll rile you up and start a real rivalry here.
Oh, I mean, I'll beat him up and make him apologize. No, I'll beat him up and make him apologize for not promoting the fight. But I guess it's just like you said. I probably just need someone that I actually don't like for the promotion to be fireworks.
No, for sure. It definitely there's a lot of exciting fights out there. Of course, you've got three guaranteed with Kingpyn. You're
Yeah,
gonna maybe you'll win the tournament. I can't
I
make a
will.
prediction
I
from a
will.
journalistic standpoint, but
We're
you've got three
we're
fights
going
with
there to win,
Kingpyn.
man.
Is
Yeah, we're
is
going there
when
to
it comes
win.
to Daly's perspective, I might talk to him about this another time, but when it comes to Daly's perspective, is it different going into coaching someone who's got like three fights lined up? It's like you kind of so you've got to keep an eye on Nate, but you also kind of need to have an eye on the other fight in the bracket as well.
Um, I guess, but you know, don't overlook anyone. Don't overlook your opponent. We take it one fight at a time because essentially we have 6 to 7 weeks in between each fight. That's more than enough to prepare for someone different. So right now we're just focusing all our energy, all our attention on my mate Nate. And then, once I beat him and whoever wins from the other side, then we're just like, okay, this is the guy we're fighting. Boom, back to the gym, figure out a game plan, watch a few tapes, and then we just start training hard.
I've covered a lot of PFL in MMA, and the fighters there say that it's the toughest tournament. It's the toughest endeavor to undertake because it's fight after fight after fight. Like you're not going to leave camp from when you started a couple of weeks ago through
Yeah.
to the end of August.
Yeah, so I'm busy, busy. I've lost so much weight, man, for this fight. This is the lightest I've ever been, and I actually feel the best because if I was a professional fighter, um, this would be the weight I would be fighting at in the pro
Mm.
ranks. I think that's why I just feel so good. Like I feel so light, sharp, strong. I'm hitting all my PRs and running and sprints, and I still there, just still got more to give. So I feel great at this weight, you know. And obviously, not every week is going to be intense because that's how you burn out. So,
Yeah.
after this fight, take a few days off and then come back. But it's just light stuff,
Mm.
so you don't burn out. You just time it well so that you peak at the right point.
Absolutely. I think what's interesting as well is if you look at, like, you mentioned this a bit earlier, like if you look at the other guys in the tournament, McBroom, when McBroom fought Bryce Hall, you
Yeah.
had never boxed before. When Gibb fought the first couple of times, you hadn't even considered it. You were like a kid back when Gibb first had his first fight. Do
Oh,
you
you
think?
talking about me?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, bro, I started this thing late, and I think people forget that I've still got a lot to learn. Considering I've gone in there with the most experienced guys.
mm-hmm.
Like my first fight was KSI's fifth fight. Can you
Yeah,
believe that? So
yeah.
that
No,
just shows that
absolutely. And it was
I've gone in there with the most experienced guys, and all I'm trying to say is um, that I've gone in there with the most experienced guys with less experience. But you know what? I'm not complaining. I like the challenge.
mhm.
I like the
I
challenge.
and it's crazy because it's like what's really nuts is whatever about Sensei, Temper, Ashley,
Yeah.
Tebby. This DK Money had more experience than you.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had
It's,
boxed
this
up with you
is what
back
I'm trying to say. DK Money had more experience than me, bro. Everyone just forgets about all this, but I think they just don't know the history. They don't do their research, man. They just see someone from their appearance,
then.
and they're just like, oh, he's a bum. Did you watch his fights?
Yeah,
Actually, Raksu was never a bum, and I kept saying this. I'm like, he's not one to take lightly. I watched his fight. It's not a joke for someone to actually Raksu. We have similar experience. He got dropped with 10-ounce gloves, by the way, got
yeah,
back up and kept the fight going. That's not a bum. And people
no,
didn't understand that. Everyone just looked at him because he got dropped. Oh, he's a bum.
yeah, and
That's the
also like
annoying.
he was in there with a trained killer too. Like people like Anthony Taylor's like a jokester and he like takes the mick and everything. I know
Yeah,
you've had your run-ins with him in the past. We had one at
yeah,
Showstar, I think, back in the day. But he like people forget that like no, his day job is choking people out and kicking people. Like he's the toughest. He's one of the toughest guys on Misfits.
exactly, exactly, bro. And people they just don't do their research. I personally, I haven't fought a bum
Mm-hmm.
ever. Everyone has been experienced, or the same. Ashley was the first person. I think he had similar a level of experience to me, but DK Money more than me. Sensei Temper way more than me. I'm not like any of these other influencers. They fucking fight people on 2 months training.
Yeah.
These guys have been fighting for years, and they're fighting people that have been training to fight for 2 months, 3 months.
I
Do you
do
see the
think
difference?
it's a great compliment to you though. I think that the fact that people look at you and go,
Yeah,
"Oh, well, Kenny has to be in there with the really good guys."
yeah. I mean, the people that get it, get it. That's all I'm gonna say. Because there's obviously a lot of people that just look at it and like, oh, close fight, eat shit, blah blah blah. They don't really see the detail in these fights. That's why I say the people that get it, get it. It's not something that can be explained. They have to go and do their research to understand what I'm trying to talk about. You
It's
know?
interesting you say you were sick before the last one because we were talking a little bit about this the other day on Spaces as well. But I want to get it across that when I analyze your fights, my thought has always been because Daly is such a legitimate trainer. He
Yeah,
had no YouTubers when you came in, right?
yeah.
He only had pros and he only had killer pros. He only had guys who are going to be big title challengers. He's got Dominic Wooding, Cage Warriors champion. He's got
Got
Martin.
Martin Forum, George Mitchell. They're going to be future world champions, man.
So
Martin Forum is an absolute beast.
my theory after watching the DK Money and the Ashley Tebby fights was that at one point when you just started out, to bed you into the thing, you might have had a sparring session with one of these killers, and something may have happened, and that has kind of been in the back of your mind, like, I don't want to get hit with something like Martin Foro hit me with. I don't want to get hit with something like
Nah,
that's
bro,
kind of
bro.
is that true or no?
No, I understand why you think that, but bro, I promise you that's not it, bro. The week of the DK Money fight, me and Martin was sparring, and he busted my nose. My nose was all bloody, bro. Martin hit so hard that no one in the scene can ever hit as hard as him. That's why, like, if you saw the fight with me and Ashley, I was just there in front of him, blocking. I was there. I wasn't like running. I was there, like blocking, my hands because his punches really wasn't a threat. So it's just on me to throw more. I just needed to throw more, and then that would have been my fight, you know?
I appreciate that you have
So
given me. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So yeah, that just ends that theory because trust me, Martin busted my nose the week of the DK Money fight. So,
I appreciate that you've given me this time today. I'm really interested about this MyMateNate thing because he's another guy with all this experience.
yeah.
How do you think it ends? Do you think I mean, new judges, right? We won't get into all of that controversy from yesterday. There's no point, but there's going to be a
Yeah.
new set of judges, but hopefully it doesn't go there.
Yeah, man, that. We got 5 rounds and just we're going in there to make a statement, man, because I need to send a message to the next person I'm going to be fighting, It's
Five
going to
twos,
be
isn't it?
yeah, five threes, 5 threes.
Five threes, okay.
Yeah, if it gets that long, it's going to be 15 minutes of hell for Nate.
For sure. But also five threes is like that's the longest you will have fought, right? If it goes
Yeah,
that way.
no, yeah.
So you
But
could in
I'm,
theory do 15 threes by the end of the summer.
yeah, it's a whole load of experience, whole load of experience. So if my fights, if it goes the distance, that's just experience, man. Experience on my record and just in general, because nothing beats being in the ring and getting that ring experience. That's how you really get better in a fight.
I ask influencers a lot, have you fallen in love with the sport? It appears, I mean, you didn't really need to fall in love, right? Because the sport is in your blood. Whether you
Yeah,
want, like, there's no way you could not love the sport given your family's background.
yeah, but it's funny you say that because I wasn't into boxing like that growing up. My brothers was, but
Mm.
I didn't grow up with my brothers, so they were the boxers, but I wasn't really following it. I just went to their fight, but I wasn't training. And I just grew up watching the big fights, the Floyd Mayweather fights, the Anthony Joshua fights. So ever since I started training properly for fights, that's when I really fell in love with the sport differently. Like it makes you appreciate it on a whole nother level because you don't understand how hard it is to train for a fight. You don't understand how hard it is. Some days you get battered by a pro, you're like, do I want to do this? You come to the next day, you still keep going. It's a different level of love for the sport that I have. And I watch a lot of boxing as well, a lot. I think that's why I've got to a level where I've improved quicker than others because I'm always watching boxing. I've got a really good trainer. He's got really good fighters. I steal some stuff from, bro. I steal some stuff from everyone. I steal some stuff from guys that I beat up in sparring. I steal some stuff from guys that beat me up. I steal some stuff from, you know, my brother's pro fighters. Just everyone. I just like, oh, that's what you do. That's how I reacted to that. Oh, I'm gonna take that, use it in the next spot. Like this, you can even kids, bro. That spark that was training in Texas. There was this kid. I just loved the way his head movement looked when he was sparring in Texas when I was training. And I was just like, wow, I stole some stuff from him as well. Like I'm just like a sponge when it comes to boxing.
I know the beta squad will want you back after this tournament. Will you kind of have to
Yeah,
take a break after August? Will that, like, I mean, I'd
yeah,
imagine
yeah, yeah.
your management
Long
will be
break.
saying, okay, a lot of fights. You will have done between March and August, like a year and a half. You will have done 7 fights.
Yeah,
Unheard of
yeah.
for even a pro would not do that.
No,
And
no,
I'm
no,
sure
no,
that your
no.
management will be saying no more.
No. Mike Tyson had 19 fights in the first year of his pro career.
Yeah,
Obviously, obviously that's Mike Tyson, but it has been done before. So 7 ain't too bad when you compare it to 19.
that's not bad. But I would think that your management are telling you, all right, some
Yeah,
content
they are.
now. We're gonna go to America. We're gonna film some stuff, something. I'm
Nah,
sure
they
a couple of
actually
the
are.
guys are thinking, all
Yeah,
right, a
yeah,
little bit of time off to do some videos now.
yeah. Honestly, trust me, they're on to me. So after the tournament, once we win, God willing, take a nice break. I can just and just give more to the boys and just content in general, you know. I really want to be there, you know, to build what we're building. Just want to be there more because base squad that's also massive as well. We got big things coming. The consistency is there, the production, the entertainment. We got so many good things coming, and I want to just be able to put more energy into that, you know.
They've been fantastic with you over this, haven't they? They've all like
Yeah, yeah,
to
bro.
allow
Definitely.
you the time to do what you do because you're not like it's really difficult to do all this training camp and also be the star of like one of the fast rising social
Bro,
media.
it's tough, but in a way, I've managed. I've done it in a way where I can manage it well. So I wake up, I go to bed early, man. I go to bed at like 10 to 11. I wake up early at like 7, 8, get my training done, boom, all out the way. And then from then on, have the rest of the day to do what I want, do some recovery or, you know, some physio. Or if we're filming, I can still make it to the shoot on time. See? So I always have time. I've always set the rest of my day for, you know, filming obligations that I have to do.
Absolutely. Well, look, I thank you so much for your time. Let's get the prediction. What round is it going down in?
Oh, I hate predictions, man, because in boxing anything can happen, but he's uh he's gonna have a hard time. That's all I'll say. Obviously we're yeah, he's gonna have a hard time. I don't want to say too much.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
look, I look forward to it. Hopefully, I'll be there on Fight Night. I haven't missed one of them yet. I went all the way to Texas for your fight, so I appreciate all your
yeah,
time
man.
over the last year or so, and I look forward to hopefully our next one being after a big victory.
Sick, man. I can't wait. We're gonna get that victory, man. Celebrate.